Hello, Iron Bill, back again with another video. It's reset day, and as such, Iron Banner starts for the first time in the season of the hunt. So, played a lot of that tonight, and also wanted to get this new battlefield in, Battleground Oracle on Nessus. Lots of stuff to do, the weekly bounties to do, and just tons of pinnacles to go for this week. So, Iron Bill's stretched pretty thin. Demand is high, so the supplies may be rationed. So, anyway, doing my best to get as much covered as I can. Of course, we're back to work this week. We're not so fortunate as to have the days off that we had last week to get things done. So, it's going to be a push to get it all done. And what I'm showing here is a bit of the battleground. And I probably won't play the whole thing out. It's not too tough. A couple of my buddies were talking about how annoying the boss is. I don't know. Maybe it was just the crew I was with here. I came in solo queue, and of course that puts you with random blueberries, which is what we have with us here. And they were pretty good. So we meshed pretty well. I kept control of the ads, took down the bosses, or mini bosses, and the shield defenders, and just did everything we had to do. And I, this is my first time through it, and I didn't find anything too difficult to follow or understand. I did lag around a little bit behind, though, because I wanted to explore a little bit and pick up some ammo. And of course, this guy forged on ahead, so I felt obligated to race on down there. Also, I don't have optimal armor on at this point in time, or I haven't optimized it. I'm in the midst of picking up Iron Banner pinnacles, and I'm just slapping on what I have to keep my light level as high as possible. And as such, I'm running Trusty, Heritage, and the Iron Banner rocket launcher, which I picked up tonight. I did a couple of raids yesterday with Clan, and that helped boost up my level a bit, but the Trusty that I got is pretty solid, the Heritage not so much. But I figured a shotgun and scout wouldn't be a bad way to go here, and given the enemies that we have and that a lot of the shields were solar, it turned out not to be a bad choice. I realized right away that I wasn't going to be able to take that thing down at all with the shield on it, so I had to figure out where the shield generator was coming from. So until you find it, it's just time to kill ads. Now, one of the bad things about not running the transversive steps is that I have to manually reload. That's one of the great perks of being a warlock, is that you're able to put on transversive steps and run and get an automatic reload. And I'm really used to doing that. And you see me run. By the way, there is the unstable pyrator, I think is what it's called, or something like that. Unstable incendior. There we go. I knew it was something to do with fire. And finally get a rocket on him. It wasn't the rocket launcher I thought I had on. I thought I had on my Code Duello, which is auto-loading holster. So I was a little bit shocked to come back to it and find out that it wasn't loaded. Okay, so we've got our first chicken down, and we're just moving along. I'm going to let this play. There really isn't much for me to describe. It's straightforward. There's nothing too worrisome about it. So let me move on to other content. One of the first things that happens when you load in today is that you can go to Zavala and get the exotic, or the new exotic quest, and it's for the catalyst for the Dead Man's Tale. And it also opens up a master event on the ghost ship. So I'm going to have to put a fire team together for that, because it was tough enough to nearly solo the first time I did it. I almost had it soloed, and the wife called me away for dinner, and we have an agreement. If she calls for dinner, I come. I don't say 10 more minutes and keep pushing her off, which I've done in the past. And I've been married a long time for a reason, and that is, eventually you figure out that you better straighten up. So I did. Anyway, there's that. Also, of course, there's the regular Crucible. You don't have to play Iron Banner. There's the regular 3 matches of any of the Vanguard, or not Vanguard, but the Valor playlist will probably give you a pinnacle. I think that's a +1 though. The nice thing about the Iron Banner pinnacles is they are +2s, and you get 4 of them, so that's hard to argue with. The bad part is that that quest, which also came out today, that the once a season quest, where you go through the 6 steps, bit of a pain. I was trying to do that on Stasis, and It has a part where you have to get several ability kills, which basically means grenades. And it's tough to toss grenades and get ability kills with stasis, because you can freeze people, but they're not going to die from it. You know, in most cases, it would just be the weakest of all accidents, and meleeing them in the frozen or shooting them, whatever, doesn't matter. And that's if your teammates don't come along and kill them once you freeze them, which they obviously should do, because the point is to win. So when I finally switched over to Arc, Middle Tree, you know, it went pretty smoothly. Now I'm on the heavy phase, and that, of course, is going to take a little bit longer if I go in solo, because getting a hold of heavy can be problematic. And yeah, but once that's knocked out, everything should go pretty smoothly. That to me, that quest is always just an annoyance. You know, that once a season deal, and it's just Bungie forcing you to rotate your weapons. You know, the way they used to put Juggler on to force you to switch weapons once in a while because they can't have you having too much fun. You know, it's what it feels like. So, yeah. Anyway. Can't think of a lot else. I mean, of course, there are the Nightfalls. This week, by the way, there is a patch that you'll have to get before you log on, and apparently they fixed the Fallen Saber Strike, so that should be in rotation. And the Nightfall this week, I think, is the Warden of Nothing. So that means that the Swarm, which is the LMG, is up this week for rotation. There are 3 Nightfall weapons. This week would be the Swarm. I don't know how much I care about having that, although I'll try for it. I mean, I'll eventually, once I get done with Iron Banner, I'll be doing strikes. That's part of the 10 weekly quests you have to do anyway, so ultimately I'll do it. I think you only have to do 5 strikes, but you know, anyway. It's okay to farm a heroic Nightfall. It doesn't take too long for the most part. Went back to get that guy and he popped up. Okay, so that pretty much catches us up for the week thus far, I think. All the high points anyway. There were some patch notes. I haven't read them, but there were some patches that address some minor issues that have been going on. The big thing is, of course, the Saber Strike is in now. So if you've been looking forward to doing that one again, old-time Destiny 1 players, it should be up in rotation. So I'm just going to go ahead and cap it for tonight. It's late at night. I know it's a rather short video. I didn't get one out yesterday, and I want to make sure I got a little bit out tonight. I'm going to play as much as I can. Also, I want to say that I've been playing with my clan and a few others on a sister clan, I guess it is. Been having a good time. I'm not getting a lot of kills, but I'm having a good time with it. So, and I'm not getting owned so much. I did some solo queue tonight, and it was just ridiculous. Matchmaking is just so terrible. So terrible. Anyway, if you can team up with people you know, it'll make that whole experience a lot better. That being said, I'm going to close it off for tonight. I want to thank you so much for watching. This is Iron Bill, signing out.